and the races have started in the race room, so the stream should be catching up in a second. Yep, here it is. So, looking at this card, right away I can see 9 moons from Nuts. That good square to go for. Ooh, and 2 moons and 3 moons from Deep Woods. They may tie in quite nicely. World Peace and Sand. Oh, see, World Peace and Sand wouldn't be that bad actually, because also on this board there is 28 moons in sand. And this also looks like more of a snowboard than a seaside board, since you do have 8 moons from snow and also two snow barrier moons. That was difficult to say for no reason. So yeah, I don't think seaside play here, but there is 4 checkpoints and 6 moons from music notes, which is a seaside visit. Unless you really want to do like Snow Piece or something. Due to there only being 6 music notes, like, up until that point. So yeah, that's something to look out for from the runners. Also another square that to avoid possibly could be the 20 moons in late. I personally don't like doing that, but there is 18 moons from late as well. But I still think that it will be quite tight, since that is a lot of extra moons. So maybe a cap revisit? Like, oh, actually Deep Woods. That's interesting. Maybe the bottom left to top right diagonal, and then column 4, and then row. Column 5 actually doesn't look too bad, but there are quite a few goals, like similar, like purchase 4 moons and purchase 5 moons. That's quite nice to be tied into. And obviously the 2 moons from Deep Woods and 3 moons from Deep Woods that I've already talked about. 2 moons from Siberia's Lake and the 10 moons from Siberia's. So there's definitely some nice stuff in there. So it'd be interesting to see what the runners decide. I think this is quite a difficult board to route though, because like I said, I think there's a number of ways that you can do it. Ideally, you want to sort of avoid visiting snow and seaside, and also doing like a revisit as well. But yeah, I think we'll mainly see the divergence in late, since there's not really any goals. I don't see them wanting to do like any sub-areas or anything like that, because sub-areas in Cascade can be quite long, and you can get 10 moons from sub-areas quite easily. I think it's the shortest sub-area moon square that you can get. Like, you can get a load in Metro, like you even have Outfit Door Metro, and that's a sub-area. So you could do those squares together. And I just noticed, purchase 6 and 7 full costumes as well. So that's quite interesting. So I think this is going to be quite routed. There's just a lot of goals that are kind of wild cardy. Like, when you look at 6 moving music notes, you may not immediately think, oh, that's Seaside. So some more like newer runners might make the mistake of going for that goal and then realizing, oh, I've only got 5. And then, it sort of falls apart if you go to snow. So I think that wire in particular would be one to look out for. Mulan's actually going to get this 8-bit moon in Cascade. And Funk is choosing not to. I'm not sure how I feel about going for this 8-bit. I think there's definitely other 8-bits that are faster. Like the one in Sand, or like... I don't know actually, like maybe the one in Lake if you need 18 moons in Lake. Oh, but he's also getting the timer challenge. Again, I'm not sure if this is the fastest timer challenge in the world, but I think it makes sense in terms of their route. 'Cause the 8-bit and the timer challenge is very close together. So, yeah, I think Mulan's definitely put a lot of thought in what squares they want to do. So, what lines they want to do. So, probably looking at column 3, column 4, or like row 4 and column 4. Something along those lines. Probably not column 4 and row 4. But could be like column 3 and row 2, perhaps? That's something I could see them doing. So yeah. Getting some purple coins on Think Factory's side. Maybe thinking about the purchase 6 costume sets cards, because you can get some pretty good costume sets with those purple coins. Like, you only need like, I think it's 25 purple for one costume set in Send, at the minimum. So could be interesting. Mulan's also going to get those extra purples. So again, we could be row 2 from Mulan, which involves a cat previous as well. But we'll see. Fun. So maybe a row 5 or column 5, or even the diagonal from him. So some thought definitely has been done in Cap Kingdom. And getting the hint heart as well, just so he has some extra coins on the I don't know what I was gonna say, but like definitely getting some extra coins, reinforcing the fact that they're probably going column 5. Since that would make the most sense to me. I think both runners are right to be getting purples and right to be getting hint hearts. Although I think it's interesting that Mulan didn't get a hint heart, but I think there are like other hint hearts to be getting. Like, I think there's one like by luggage way that he could get. And there are other hint hearts in the run, of course. Like, there's one in Metro, there's one in Lost, there's one in Clouds, but the Clouds one's kind of difficult. So yeah, let's just see what they're gonna do. I think Mulan is going to get this 8-bit moon in this tower. Also, there's purples in here. There's about 4 purples in this tower to also be getting. Oh, and he's buying the Jaxie, which is interesting because that may mean he wants to go to, like, further around the map. And doing trace walking, so could he be doing 28 moons in sand? Because this is actually good routing, because he could be doing 28 moons in sand and sandwalled piece. And the thing about this trace walk guy here, he disappears during night sand, so you can only do him at the start or after you fight the boss Knuckle. So that could be a valuable extra moon if he doesn't go all the way through. It's not rare that, I mean, it is kind of rare to see runners do trace walking, even like when the square isn't on there, so that's quite interesting. He could also have gotten the Jetsu for the sub areas, because there is that, like, bullet bill sub area that's sort of really far away. And that's sort of useful to use Jetsu for, and there's quite a few purples over there as well. But yeah, we'll see for sure. Let's see if Mulan's having the same thoughts. Yeah, Mulan is also thinking of getting Jaxie as well, so both runners sort of thinking of the same things, really, which is interesting. Also doing trace walking. So perhaps they're both doing 28 moons in sand. Yeah, so here's Funk Factory doing a clip called IP clip. And if you don't know what that is, it's where you basically ground pound or back roll cancel into this wall and you try and get yourself through. And Funk Factory did quite well get it on the attempt that he did. Some people can take ages. So yeah. 4-piece sand and 28 moons. Yeah, I think those squares work quite well together. I think sandwalled piece isn't that bad if you know that IP clip. But I definitely know some runners who generally avoid those kind of squares. But I think if they're both on the same board, then I think it might be worth, especially if you don't want to do like 28 moon lake or like, you know, the other things like going to snow or something, you know. I think this is a good idea. And also you do get an extra 8-bit moon in the inverted pyramid, which might be interesting. If Mulan chooses to do IP clip and go through the inverted pyramid, then he can already have 3 8-bit moons because he got the one in Cascade, got one in Ram Tower, and he could be getting the one in IP. So that could be an early square for Mulan. You ever get to see any race get to snow? We've had a few get seaside. I've seen one go to snow and seaside. But yeah, I think squares are a bit more rare than seaside squares, just because there's more objectives in seaside. But yeah, it should be interesting to see a snow route. And Fun Factory seen Carrot, so it's probably going to go the full world piece. Because you get 3 moons from Harriet, and you get 3 more moons from the boss Knuckle, which also, of course, gives you world peace. So, yeah, I think if they get 3 moons here, then that should make it 19. 3 more is 22. So they only need to find like 6 more moons in Sand River. There are some pretty good ones to be getting, like Sand is pretty versatile in terms of the extra moons that you can pick up. There are some moons that runners avoid because they're seen as slow, like moon shards in the sand, for example. But yeah, looks like Mulan doesn't quite want to fight Harriet yet, and is just gonna go around getting some extra moons. Um, so yeah, slightly different route. Mulan needs 7 more moons for that 28 total. They're probably gonna get 2 area here, which also has 6 purples in it. But yeah, we're probably gonna see fun. Yep, the purples that they missed here. Oh, and is going to buy some in the shop. So, buying a moon? I don't know. I think it's probably not the best idea to be buying any outfits right now, because as you progress in the game, you get more outfits unlocked. But you can get this outfit set here for only 15 purples. And it's interesting that he's changing into the outfit, which means he could possibly go into the outfit door. Yeah, so Mulan into this sub area as well, which speaks to me that he wants to do the sub areas moon. So possibly column 1. So this is interesting how both runners have taken drastically different routes. So looks like Mulan is going to be buying this outfit here, which I guess isn't that bad, but I think you could probably save yourself some time by buying those outfits like in a later kingdom, because like I said, you generally get more outfits as you progress through the game. So, oh, and also you'd probably have more coins later on as well. But yeah, looks like towards the round tower. So could probably go in the hole in the desert next. I think Mulan's also going to do this outfit door moon that we just saw Funk Factory do, which is interesting. Yeah, so Mulan just needs 2 more moons. I don't know what other moons he hasn't gotten, but he could always do the seed moon with daylight savings time abuse. That's always an option. But looks like he didn't fancy doing inverted pyramid or doing world peace sand. Probably decided it was a bit too long. Let's see. The moons from slots. So looks like a definite column 5 or you know, diagonals or column 5, you know. Lots of flexibility in terms of route for Mulan, but he does get the 28 moons first and will be leaving sand. Based on Funk Factory's route, I don't think he will be doing World Peace Sands. So that's very interesting how we had 28 moons in sand and both runners kinda didn't want to do it. Unless of course we see her going into the hole in the desert, which I doubt because he's searched for those extra moons. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the Odyssey and head towards the Lake Kingdom. So far, similar squares. Mulan's immediately going to get some regionals, which is... I've lost the column, which is row 4 or column 5. We may see Mulan doing the fuzzy sub area with the chest moon, because that has 4 purples in, and it's the only sub area with purples in. Mighty Metric Batman saying that without World Peace Sand and 8-bit Moon and costume, both are going for the diagonal. I've seen them both pick up 8-bit Moons, and they've both gotten some costumes already. Like, Mulan has 2 costumes and Funk has 1. So, yeah, Funk getting these 6 music notes, which doesn't mean he's going for 8 music notes. Could mean 18 moons in Lake, or even 20 moons in Lake. In my opinion, I wouldn't do 28 moons in Sand and 20 moons in Lake, because I feel like that's just too long for me. But I think the runners could make it work. There are quite a few moons in Lake. And I think getting these purples will also sort of make it work, since there are quite a few purples just lying around. Mulan chose to fight Rengo first before getting any extra moons. I think they did the typical any percent route. But yeah, if they get 30 regional coins, then that gives them 15 purples to get the outfit. But the shop in Lake is quite far away. Yeah, Mulan now going to do this music notes moon. Like I said, I don't know if it's because of 6 music notes or if it's just Lake moons, but I think here's my theory. I think neither runner are actually do the music notes square. And you're like, Eden, how do you know that? And my theory is that because none of them did the music notes in Sand. Like, they got the palm tree notes, but none of them actually got the Jatsi sub area as a fast note moon regardless. This is also true. There are 2 music notes moons in Lake though, but just because they are getting notes moon, I just don't think they're going for that square, because I think we would have seen them gone into the Jatsi sub area if that was the case. Because think about it, there was 28 moons in Sand, and if they wanted music notes and moons, that Jatsi sub area would have been good to go in. Also, it would have counted towards the sub areas square. So I think based on that, I think they just want the lake moons. And I find that quite interesting. But yeah, looks like both runners are going for at least 18. Like I said, there are quite a lot of moons to choose from. I think 20 is pretty much every moon that you can get in Lake at this point. But don't quote me on that, I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, I think honestly, in Mulan's route, he should do the fuzzy sub-area that I was sort of just talking about. But he doesn't seem too bothered about the 30 regionals in late, unless he just proves me wrong now and gets some more purples. I think Funk. Yeah, I think they both could be getting those 30 regionals because 30 regionals in Lake is actually kind of good, since they're sort of just all over the place, so they're kind of easy to route in. Like there's 6 here, and there's 4 in the zipper. And there's 4 just lying over there. So Lake regionals are pretty good to be getting. Mulan needs 2 more, but can just get these regionals in the dome that are like on the ledge here, which are quite quick to get. 1 more, there we go. So both now have 30 regionals in Lake, and they are choosing to go in the shop. I think purchasing 4 moons is a very good square to be going for, because there's purchasing 4 and purchasing 5. So I think purchasing moons is a good idea. But Mulan opted to not get them, and doesn't get the purple costume. That's interesting. So that's actually interesting that Mulan didn't, you know, buy the moon. Oh, okay, he's come back in. So yeah, buying the costume as well now. Yeah, I agree. I think column 5 is a definite from both runners at this point. I think Mulan's doing row 4 and column 5, and the diagonal probably. Oh, he doesn't even have to be doing row 4. He could be doing column 5, column 3. But I guess both columns, like column 3 and column 4, there's not that much difference between them. It's just like both of them do a cat pre-visit. But one goes to snow and one goes to seaside. So based on that, I think I can safely say column 4 and row 4 and column, or just the diagonal actually, that would work. So yeah, definitely an interesting board. And this was the sub-area that I was talking about before that would be good for Mulan to do, since he's already got some sub-area moons. And this would also count towards the 18 moons. Maybe diagonal column 5 and column 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just deciding what you'd rather do, like between seaside and snow. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Mulan doesn't want the 20 moons though, which definitely points more towards column 4 and is going to cap, so we'll get a definite confirmation. But 8 moons in cap, I think I'd be more inclined to avoid, in my opinion, because the 8 moons in cap can be quite hard to do because you only get 11 moons on before post game in cap. But that does seem to be what he's doing. And again, tied in with these sub-area moons, you know, I think like I said, if he was coming here purely for sub-areas, which wouldn't really make any sense since you can get 10 sub-areas very easily. No, Mulan! Making the death in this push block area, it's honestly one of the more annoying sub-areas because it's just filled with value dives, camera changes. You always have the risk of just not getting your cat bounce and having first frame cat throws and stuff. Although I do quite like the design of the sub area, it can be quite difficult. So that's quite an unfortunate death, but like I said, it's very, very easy to die there. But makes it through on the second try and is going to be doing another sub-area here. I think the sub-areas make the most sense since there's 2 moons in a sub-area. Like the other moons that you can get in Cat Kingdom are 2 frog moons. And then 1 extra, which is either I think it's buying a moon. But I think the sub-area moons make the most sense. Funk has gone into deep woods, and are we missing the bingo card? Oh lord. I don't know how to get the bingo card back, it just sort of disappeared. Oh, it's back. Alright, okay. I was about to really panic and I was like, oh no. But it seems to be fine. But please bear with me, my stream keeps on buffering, so my apologies if I'm not keeping up with everything. But yeah, Mulan definitely doing those 8 moons in cap, and Funk definitely doing those Deep Woods moons. Still think the connections with the 3 Deep Woods moons and the 2 Deep Woods moons is quite good. You could do the diagonal, and you can also do row 1 and also column 3. But I'm not too sure what Funk Factory's route is going to be. Funk has gotten quite a lot of Deep Woods moons. Deep Woods is good if you're going there anyway. Like, there's quite a few fast moons to be getting. Yeah, he didn't mark the free square. This is true. But he did mark the 20 moons in late square, which just makes me think of row 1, the diagonal, and column 3. So, but if he was doing row 1, then he would tick off the 3 moons. I don't know, maybe he just forgot to mark it off. Or maybe he's realized he wanted to go to Seaside or Snow and realized I shouldn't be going for that. He we'll definitely see. Mulan is also in Deep Woods, getting this timer challenge moon, which is smart, since there's not that many timer challenges left. The ones that I can think off the top of my head is Metro with the one in People's Room. Definitely a smart one to be getting in Deep Woods. Both runners are getting more moons than needed in Deep Woods. Like I said, I think Deep Woods is actually kind of good if you're going there anyway. But yeah, Mulan's definitely doing those 3 moons and 2 moons in Deep Woods, which I thought was pretty good. Oh, and Funk has marked off the other Deep Woods square now, which makes more sense. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than before. Either runner get the 9 moons from nuts. So yeah. So 9, for those of you who don't know, 9 moons from nuts is like the advanced any percent route in terms of nut moons. Like, you get 2 extra moons in the advanced any percent route compared to the normal route. Since in the advanced any percent you do the Flower Road skip that skips the Piranha Plant, and you also skip Spewer. And so to sort of replace some of those moons, you do the nut clip here. You also do the nut on the ramp, and you also do nut around the corner. So you actually do 3 more, not 2 more. Sorry. But 9 moons from nuts is actually pretty good. Although it's kind of more slow if you don't do Spiritless route. Mulan's doing a pretty good job so far. And because they don't need to do anything like Story Moons or World's Peace or something like that, Mulan can just do Spiritless route. So yeah, that's interesting. Well, Spunk has fought Spirit, and if he wants to go back to Cat Kingdom, I think ideally you'd do it now. Or like Metro, because in Cloud and Lost, you obviously have to go through those 2 kingdoms in order to like advance in the game, and you can't revisit Cap after like that point. mean, you can do in Metro, but it's also something to bear in mind when you're doing like bingo, like in different boards. You have to think, right, I should revisit this kingdom now. It's kind of annoying though. If you have like an early finish, but you still have to go through loss because you need to revisit Cloud or something, it's so annoying. And oh, Funk Factory needs 2 more purples in order to buy this outfit. Um, so going to go back to the start and just buy this outfit. Which will definitely go towards that outfit square that we've seen both runners do. Mulan getting the life up part. Now that's interesting. I haven't seen him get any other life up parts as far as I know. Unless it was just a mistake. But that is interesting to be getting life up parts this late on. Oh, Mulan messes up the spiritless movement. So he's just going to take the death and try again. Luckily, even if he didn't get this checkpoint here, he would have just respawned at the top of the tower anyway. Yeah. So yeah, Mulan is doing that advanced any percent route that I was talking about. Getting this nut. And still needs 1 extra moon. Must have miscounted or miscalculated. Could be seeing him go into flooded pipes, which would be the fastest. Or maybe he just didn't get a moon at the start. Oh, yeah, you can't go through there because the Sphinx is there. All right. So Mulan's just gonna warp to the start. Oh, did you see that warp? That was like synced. That was so good. So what's Mulan going to do now? Did he get this tree moon? No. What's he doing? He definitely got moons up here. Oh, he's getting, okay, he's getting this nut moon, which is an interesting nut moon to be getting. Because if you remember what I said, you actually get 9 moons in the route that Mulan did. I think what he did, if I remembered correctly, he must have just missed a nut moon. It might have been the one by the piranha plant, but or actually was it? It could have been the one by the Fibro actually. Yeah, I think it's that one that he missed. So doing some very quick thinking in terms of the route and backup. Yeah, these runners are actually kind of close now. I think if Funk Factory chooses to revisit Cat Kingdom, which I think in his route he doesn't have to go to Cat, but I haven't seen him getting those 8 life up parts. So could prove interesting. But yeah, Mulan's Cat pre-visit is pretty much what separates these runners right now. But yeah, Funk Factory is going to be entering Lost. There's nothing in Lost really that he'll want to get. Like maybe purchasing outfits, purchasing moons. But I think it's gonna be pretty normal apart from that. There's no real goals in Lost. like, I guess 8-bit moons, but they both already got all of those. So, yeah, probably just gonna go to the shop here and then buy some more moons, outfits, whatever. Desperately trying to get the checkpoint. Mulan is also going to be entering Lost. I suspect we'll see a very similar route from him. But yeah, I have just sort of spotted Funk's route. He doesn't have to go to Cap. So he can actually sort of win this if this difference continues. Because all he has to do is get a few more costume sets, a few more moons, and get the slots moon in Metro. Like, he's sort of spotted like an early finish on this board by finishing in Metro slots. Of course, he still has to go through Night Metro. Because in Metro, there's the other slots moon that you sort of have to get. And you cannot access that area until you've gone through Night Metro. So, definitely interesting. But I think he's sort of changed his route like halfway through. Because he obviously marked off the 3 moons in Deep Woods. And he marked off the 2 Suberries in Lake. So I think for a while he was thinking of row 1. But has actually spotted that he can do column 5 and the diagonal and row 5 to sort of finish a bit earlier than Mulan. Because as it stands, Mulan has to go all the way through Metro to go to Snow. So definitely interesting and good routing on these runners. But looks like Mulan has finished Lost Kingdom faster than mulanv44 has. Looks like he went back to buy this outfit. I'm unsure of how fast Mulan could do Metro though. But this is definitely a close race. Yeah. It's going to be an exciting Metro for sure. Because, like I said, Mulan has to go through the whole of Day Metro to get to Snow, and Funk just has to get 2 slots. So based on how they perform in Night Metro could determine how this race goes. I know that I'm kind of bad at Night Metro. Mulan not going to get checkpoints, so hopefully I don't commentary curse him here. But if he dies, then he'll have to go back to the start. Mulan, please don't make me commentary curse you. Okay. So, as long as he doesn't fall down this bit, Mulan, please, this is super scary. Alright, let's see mulanv44 do the same movement. Alright. So, a lot less scary than Mulan. Look, he doesn't need any of these moons because he's just stopping in Metro. All he needs to do is get purples, ? And also slots. Alright, so he must be quite a few costumes away if he's worried about getting Metro Purples. But I think he needs like 15 for one outfit, and then like 45 more for a second outfit, if I'm not mistaken. This is a kingdom with 100 regionals. So it has 14 purples right now. Whilst Mulan is in the Wiggler fight. Interestingly, getting this moon, which he doesn't actually need. Alright, that's a very scary jump. Oh, Mulan takes some damage. That's also scary. Like, if one of these runners dies or gets a free cycle in this fight, it's going to be so close. Oh, Mulan, please, don't get hit. Mulan! Oh my god, Mulan, please. Why? That was so close. Like, did you see that fireball? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Alright, Funk Factory, please have a less scary fight. I don't think I can take it, honestly. Alright. Shooting all the fireballs. Ooh, but gets a worse pattern compared to Mulan. Oh, this is really bad. Uh-oh. Oh, he gets a free cycle. He gets a free cycle. This is gonna be so close. I have to reiterate though, Mulan does have to go all the way through Day Metro and get quite a few moons in snow. Which will take like 3 minutes in snow and like 4 minutes in Day Metro if he's really fast. Oh, trying to do the scoop flip. Really lining it up. Mulan, get it? Alright. Took a while to line up, but he's probably going to just purchase moon hair or an outfit. I don't know. I'm losing my marbles at this. Alright. Oh my god, that fight for fun. That was insane. Alright, so Mulan now has 6 costumes and only needs 2 more squares. But he has completed the first line of the match 52 minutes in, which was the diagonal. So Mulan needs to think about his route. He needs the slots moon. Oh yeah, he needs 3 more squares. Sorry, not 2. Funk. Getting the hint art. That's an interesting hint art to be getting. I don't know if he knows where the other hint art is, because it's right by slots here. And they're in like the same like place pretty much. This is so insane. He just needs this moon from slot. Okay. Mulan? Mulan! I'm sorry. Alright. Okay, no, I'm stupid. Alright. I thought Mulan was doing slots. I was like, Mulan, what are you doing? I don't know what came over me. But, yeah. Mulan doesn't need slots. Okay. I was about to be very confused. Buying the Metro outfit now. Alright. Looks like he's managed to get the outfit. Now, all he needs is the purchasing moon. Oh my god, he actually needed to buy a lot of outfits here. And that's a purchase moon from Funk, which I believe means he has now finished with a time of 55 minutes and 10 seconds. So GG to Funk for managing to finish the run. Very impressive routing. It was kind of actually big brain because I didn't even realize um there was an early finish. But yeah, I believe you'll be invited to an interview, I hope. So if you want to join in and have an interview and talk about the race, and feel free. But yeah, for now we'll probably see Mulan play out the rest of this card. I can't remember what I was thinking about. Yeah, this moon here in the people's room that Mulan just did, that's actually timer challenge moon. It may not look like it, but it is a timer challenge. So yeah, that's interesting. And I think we have Funk Factory in the VC ready for an interview. Welcome.
Indeed. Hey, what's up?
Hi. So, what did you think of the card like when it was like first revealed?
I thought it was not too bad. I found, there's only one real day metro finish, which I thought was pretty obvious, especially after my match yesterday. I made the mistake of ignoring the day metro finish and then ended up going to Seaside, or no, I went to Snow. So I learned that day metro finish is just going to be way faster because you could avoid all the moons. So I felt like that was probably my only real option there.
Yeah, I think I sort of was blindsided to the early finish because I saw like the 28 moons in sand and the 20 moons in lake, and I thought that's a lot of extra moons to be getting. So do you think that if you were to do this card again, do you think you'd do another route that doesn't include the extra moons, or were you quite happy with the way that it worked out?
Yeah, I did see those, like a lot of extra moons. That was definitely like a downside. But then I looked at like the rest of the route for the day metro finish, and you have like purchase 5 moons, purchase 4 moons, which overlap, and they also synergize with the costume sets because you're going to be going to the shop anyway. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty okay. Yeah, I didn't. I guess I technically kind of ignored like some of the Seaside and Snow routes, but looking back at it, yeah, I would probably keep with the day metro finish.
Yeah, because I thought it was interesting at first because I think I would have only done the 28 moons if only like I was also going to do the world's peace card. So when I saw that neither of you like doing world's peace in sand, I was like, so interesting. So what sort of drew you away from doing world's peace or like those lines in general? Was it just because like you'd have to do snow or seaside in neither of those, or was it just like you didn't think the world piece was worth it?
I think yeah, I could have gotten world peace in sand probably to go along with the 28, but I pre-routed like a 32 moon route, and I probably did pick a few slow moons in sand, like the costume door, but I don't know. I felt like going for world peace is a little expensive, so I just tried to get my moons without getting peace.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I think you can sort of get away with doing 28 moons in sand without world peace. I think it's only like the squares with like 32 moons. It's like, oh, maybe I should be doing world peace here.
Mhm.
But I think sand was very well routed because I always forget how many moons are actually in sand. Because 28 is like 12 extra, and I said you still managed to do those like without having to do world peace, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was something I pre-routed, and
Yeah.
like I didn't do any of these sub areas, but the sub areas in the northwest corner are like really fast. The invisible maze and the bullet bill maze. So if I was going for 32, I would probably just add those in.
Yeah. So when you like marked off 3 moons in deep woods and like 2 moons in sub-areas in lake, were they like precautions? Because they don't sort of line up in line, or did you like sort of see them early finish like later on after you already did those? Like what was your thinking around like those 2 squares?
Yeah, I mean, I just marked them because I happened to get it, but it wasn't actually part of my route. Yeah, just kind of as a precaution in case I switched it up.
Yeah, because I always think it's like such a big brain play to sort of mark off like a square that you're not actually doing as part of a row, because you're sort of just like um you're sort of just like confusing like your opponent maybe like, oh, I'm
hmm
doing this square, but turns out you're actually not, so that's kind of interesting as well.
Yeah, that was in the back of my mind actually. Like maybe kind of throw people off a little bit, but not really intentionally.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think it was very well played overall. Like it was
Thank you.
really enjoyable as well because you were both like side by side nearly. Like it was crazy. So if you want to watch it, definitely should, because this was definitely like the closest race that I've seen so far, I think. But yeah, Milan's also finishing up. Uh, because he chose to obviously do the snow route. Um, but yeah, I think it was still very well played by both of you. I don't know if
Thank you.
Mulan wants to come in for an interview because I know his microphone's been a bit dodgy, so I don't know if it's been fixed or not. But yeah, he is welcome to join if you want. He's just it was a very good snow jump that Mulan just did though. Like I always forget like how hard it is, and then to see people pull it off in like a race or a run, it's just like easy game. Don't
I
know if
cannot do Snowdram, so that was impressive.
yeah. Um, I don't think you dot dunned in the race room.
Yeah, I always forget
Uh,
that.
so yeah, don't think Mulan said anything. So let me just PM him really quick. Alright. I don't think Mulan will be coming in for an interview, but yeah, thank you both for racing. And if you're watching, make sure to follow both the runners. Because, it was a very entertaining match. They both run SMO. So yeah, hit them up with a follow. I don't know if you have anything more to say or anything more to add.
Uh, Not really. Thanks for the plug and thanks for commentating. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.